Hello my beautiful witches, blessed be. This is White Raven over here. Today's Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. How are you witches? How was your week? How was your weekend? This week was a turning point in my life. I'm super excited of the things that are to come from today on. Yesterday was my last day at my job as I knew it. And I'm still with the same company, but I'm going to start a new facet in my job. And I'm extremely excited to start my new aspect in the company that I work for. There's a company that I absolutely love. And which is, just to make clear, this is magic at its finest. Okay, many of you guys ask me, "Wait, Raven, can you tell us about a spell that worked for you?" and so on and so forth. Listen, I cannot just tell you in particular one specific spell that worked for me, even though I have so many that I have shared with you. As a matter of fact, a lot of the spells that I shared with you, not all of them, but many of them, are spells that I have done myself and they have worked wonderfully for me. So, what is happening in my life right now, it is the fruit of time and time again of performing magic for a specific goal. I'm extremely happy this is happening to me. I just want to share it with you. I hope you find it interesting. Today, witches, I have a spell for you. I was very conflicted about sharing this with you because this spell has to do with you doing magic for a friend without your friend knowing. And many witches believe that doing magic for people without having that people asking you, it goes against the rules of witchcraft. But sometimes we have to break the rules. And each situation should be analyzed deeply and intelligently before you actually make any type of magic for a friend. We're going to be sharing today a spell to break up a relationship, a romantic relationship, without any of the two people involved knowing that you're actually doing magic against that relationship. Before I continue with my spell, my name is White Raven, and I welcome you, witch. If you're here in this channel because you like the title of the video or because you are curious about magic, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get my videos every week. I am here every Monday and sometimes more than that, teaching you what I learned about witchcraft, what it is to be a witch, and that is, of course, from my perspective. So stick around, I would love to have you. As a witch, I try not to perform spell of magic for anybody that does not request it. As it is, you guys know that I do not work for anybody. Because there is a lot involved when you actually work for other people. Life could get very complicated for someone like me if I take now the task of working my wand, right? Working spells for other people. So on the same note, I want to warn you against doing spells for your friends or your loved ones if they haven't requested any magic from you. Reading the tarot on other people is also finding tea and gossip that you don't need to know. So that's a little bit unethical. Unless, of course, the situation really demands your involvement, your magic. After all, when we learn all this art of what witchcraft is, it is our responsibility to use it for the benefit not only of yourself, but others, right? Sometimes, witches, we are a little bit selfish when we make magic for other people. So what I'm trying to tell you with this is, witches, that today, again, I'm going to share with you an extremely simple spell or how to create a breakup in a relationship. But please make sure that before you do this, you understand that you need to be justified in doing this. And what I'm trying to say with this is, which is, Do not be doing magic against other people just because it's on your best interest, or just because you're acting from a selfish place in your heart, or because you want to establish some kind of disadvantage on other people in relationship to you. Unjustifiable. Do not do that. Listen, in Spanish, we have a saying that says, no es lo mismo llamar al diablo que verlo venir. So what I'm trying to tell you with this is, it is not the same to call upon the devil than to see him coming. So if you play with fire, you may burn. Make sure, witch, that you're justified if you're going to be doing magic, especially breakup magic, towards other people. Before we go ahead with this video, I want to make a warning. This video is not for children. I'm going to be using raw meat in this video. And last time when I made my video of cursing somebody without karma, one of you guys, just one, got upset at me because I used a liver in that video. A chicken liver in that video, a raw chicken liver in that video, and I did not put a warning on my video that the video was not for kids. It baffles my mind that you're actually watching witchcraft videos with children around. So I'm going to take this moment to let you know that not only this one, but none of my videos is suitable for kids. So please make sure that if you watch my channel, or as a matter of fact, any witchcraft witches channel, don't be watching that with your kids. We're talking about hexes, spells, and many other things that are not proper for kids. So this video, witches, is not for children. Doing some research on this video, I came upon a story, and I'm going to share this with you. Maybe you can't relate to this story, and maybe you understand where I'm coming from before sharing this curse or this spell with you. I was reading Mrs Aida's book on breaking up a relationship, and she shared with us this very moving story. There was once this physician that everybody in the hospital loved. Not only he was brilliant as a doctor, he was also very handsome, compassionate, witty, funny. Everybody loved being around this person. The staff was always happy to see him. They were always happy to have them working with them anytime. This was a man with a very beautiful soul. And there's always someone out there, there's always these evil woman, cunning woman, that covets what somebody else's have. Because this doctor was also married. And there was this nurse in the ward in the hospital that put her eyes on him. She started making her move, and she started flirting with the doctor. And unfortunately, they became romantically involved. So much so, witches, that this awesome person, this awesome human, left his wife for this awful, cunning woman. She drove him so crazy, make his life miserable, make him lose everything. And you know what, witches? At the end of the day, he was so depressed and so repentful of what he has done that he took his own life. Next to him, and they found a suicidal note that read, "I have demons in me." How sad is that, witches? How sad it is that you as a witch have the power to break this relationship up, but we didn't. Because, you know, everybody is the owner of their own actions, right? Well, you know what, witches? Mrs Aida shared with us in her book that for many years she lived with the guilt of knowing witchcraft, she did not do a spell to break that relationship up. If she would have, maybe we will have still that beautiful soul, that beautiful doctor amongst us. But it's no longer so. So now it is up to you, my beautiful witch, to make a good of a bad. So I'm going to share this very simple spell for you to break up a relationship of somebody that you love, but you know that this person is involved in a very toxic relationship that could end up really bad. And hopefully not as bad as the story that Miss Aida shared with us in her book. Before I go into my spell witches, there's a few things that I want you to have very clear. Number one, be justified when you're doing this. Don't be doing this for selfish reasons. I already spoke about this before. Number two, I'm going to show you how to become invisible from anybody else knowing that you are doing the spell. And number three, which is, it is very important that you are very clear with your intentions and with your petition. For this spell witches, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a pencil. We are going to need some beef, pork, or ground chicken. That's exactly what we're going to be using. In my case, I have chicken over here. You can use pork, chicken, or beef. We're going to need brown paper, brown bag paper. That's what we're going to need. Last but not least, witches, we're going to need a scissor that has teeth. You want to cut this paper with these teeth. Okay, witches, remember that if you do not want anybody knowing that you're doing this, you want the 4 bay leaves in the corners of your room. Okay, witches, the first thing that we are going to do is cut a square piece of paper, a round piece of paper, whatever shape you want to do with your scissors. If you don't have these scissors, witches, you can also just rip the paper. Okay, you don't have to be, please don't stress out over not having those scissors. Okay, witches, in one side of the paper, you're going to write one name. Let's say we're going to start with your friend's name. And let's say that his name is John Doe. All right. In the other side of the paper, you're going to write her name. And we're going to name her Jane Bitch. All right, but you're supposed to know her name. You should know her name. Now, witches, we are going to cross that name, both names, with the sentence rot away. All right, so we're going to turn the paper clockwise. So turn it towards the left. And we're going to make a cross, 4-arm equal cross, and we're going to write rot away. Turn the paper again, and let's do the same thing with John Doe, which is our friend, but we want the relationship to rot. We don't want John Doe to rot, it's the relationship. So we're gonna write rot away. It's gonna look something like this, which is like sort of like a 4-arm equal cross. All right, witches, so this is what we're going to do. First, I'm gonna grab some of my ground chicken, and again, witches, if you have beef, it's beef. If you have pork, it's pork. Whatever floats your boat, witches, whatever floats your boat. Get some of that, and we're going to smear that in that side of the paper. Okay. Now, fold that paper away from you. Now, we're going to smear some more on the other side, just like so. Now, witches, the idea is that this paper has some of these. You don't have to just put like a whole pound of ground beef on it. But you want to make sure that the paper is smeared with this chicken meat. Now, witches, the next thing that we're going to do when we get our little package, just like this, smear with the chicken or the beef or the pork, whatever you decide to use, we are going to put that little packet in a red ant hill. Now, I understand that we are in the middle of October, and in my case, and maybe many of you guys, there's no more ants outside because it's too cold. Well, witches, in that case, you are going to put that maybe inside the trash can where you put your home trash, because the idea is for this to rot or being eaten by the ants. I don't want you to leave it outside for a little bunny to eat it. I don't want you to leave it outside for a little deer or fox or mouse or cat to eat it. It's either going to be eaten up by ants, there's symbolism behind these witches, or it's going to be rot in your trash can or somewhere where it's safe from little animals. The idea is for this to be consumed by fire ants or to be rotten by nature. You want to perform this spell, which is either on a Saturday or on a Tuesday. And if you're using the moon phases, you want to perform this at the dark of the moon or when the moon is waning, particularly the last quarter of the moon. And that's it, witches. Please check out the description of my video. I'm going to put Mrs Aida wonderful book in relationship and breakup relationship spells. Email me if you have any question, lairofthewitch@yahoo.com. And remember, witches, I have a beautiful website, whiteravenandwitcheslair.com, with lots of products for you to perform these spells. I want to thank you for all your support and everybody that has been purchasing my Samhain kit. So excited about Halloween. Remember, I am taking petitions for the night of Samhain, and many of you guys are asking me what is a petition. Listen, witches, a petition is something that you want to happen in the coming year. I want one petition, very small, very simple. The last day for these petitions to be submitted is going to be October 30th. And I want them in my email, lairofthewitch@yahoo.com. Visit my social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And be smart, witches. Knowledge is power. You must read, you must learn, you must comprehend what you're doing. You have to be very wise. But above all, witches, you must stay so very wicked. Weekend.